Motherhood inspired me to become a teacher. I love teaching my daughter new things and seeing the joy on her face when she accomplishes new experiences. Teaching is extremely rewarding, but most of my life I had a very difficult time in school, especially when I arrived to the States. Back in my country, I had already passed as a second grader. Due to the language restriction, I was held back a year. I had a very difficult time learning a new language and adapting to my new culture. I often felt very frustrated not being able to communicate and connect with my teachers until I was put in English second language classes. I started learning the language and began understanding some things, but I was still very behind on the rest of the material. My teacher would often do spelling bees and I would do horrible. I didn't even know the meanings and I hated them. I would often pretend to be sick on those days so I could miss them. I also remember getting signed up for a book club. I had no idea why they would do such thing when I wasn't even proficient. I'd be extremely embarrassed to read out loud, and when it was my turn, I read so quietly that no one could hear me. It really hurt my self-esteem because I felt dumb and not good enough. I could also feel the frustration from certain teachers when I could not meet their expectations. It was extremely tough until I got into the 4th grade. I slowly gained confidence because I was now bilingual. I started to get good grades and I met my favorite teacher, Miss Eppolito. She was so kind and caring, and I always looked forward to her class. She was so helpful and compassionate, and I was able to connect with her unlike any other teacher. She would often share her personal stories with us, and she would tell us how much she loved us all the time. She was very nurturing, and I always remember her for being so kind. My educational experience has shaped the way I want to teach my students. I want to be able to connect with them the way Miss Eppolito connected with me. I really want to work in a diverse school to help students like myself understand that they are not alone. I want to be a bilingual teacher and make them feel welcome. I also want to work with underprivileged students to provide a support system. I want my experience to help them gain confidence and encourage them to pursue their dreams. So what do you want to be when you grow up, and why?